to another episode of the Total R&B podcast. My name is Loreena, and today I am super excited because I'm such a huge fan of my next guest.
Hey,
He has such a beautiful voice, and you could really tell through his music that he has a love for the craft, for this music that he's been putting out. He's been performing since he was a kid. He graced the American Idol stage not once, but twice. And his latest single, you could catch that on all streaming platforms. It's called Tempo, and we're going to talk about it today. So, welcome to the podcast, Dre Scot. Hello.
hey, thank you. You really you built me up. Thank you so much.
I didn't have to do it. You do that on your own. You are an incredible artist. I'm so happy that you're putting out music and you're gracing us with your gifts. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always start off my podcast the same way. I always ask the same question, which is, what is your first memory of R&B music? What comes to mind when I say that?
First memory of R&B music. My first memory of R&B music has to be in the garage, in the home that I grew up in. My dad was playing Stylistics and You Are Everything. Very 70s R&B, but R&B nonetheless. That's when I kind of fell in love with it. Was Stylistics was a big one up there for me. But You Are Everything. Then Break Up to Make Up was our song. It's me and my dad's like that's the one. That when I was a kid. So yeah.
I love that. And so, what other, I guess, artists that you grew up listening to that influenced your music?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot. Patti LaBelle was a big one. Prince was a big one. Smokey Robinson was huge fan of Smokey, and the Miracles. If you know the people that do listen to me sing, I'm a falsetto singer, so like I grew up with like DeBarge and Philip Bailey, people like Stylistics, so Eddie Kendricks. Um, I always liked that sound. I gravitated towards that. I wanted those type of singers because I could emulate it. So it's a lot of that. So Maxwell, Eric Benet, all that, because that was kind of a big part of my upbringing as far as music, that I gravitated towards. Um, and also people like Dennis Pavao, Darlene Huna, the Hui Ohana. These are like traditional Hawaiian singers. Because I grew up dancing hula and singing Hawaiian music, and that switched the way I developed my voice a lot because they call it leo ki'e, which is basically like it's the English word, like a yodel. So that flip that I have to get into my false really helps. When you listen to me sing Hawaiian music, you'd be like, oh, that's like I want to say like 60% of the foundation of my voice comes from that, at least technique wise. But yeah, anyway, a very long-winded answer, to say the least.
No, it's okay because it answered some of my questions because I did see that you grew up singing Hawaiian music and I'm not familiar with that. So I was going to ask you to name some artists that we could look into to be more familiar with the
Yeah,
music. So you did name some, so thank you for that.
yeah, great music, beautiful music, and great style and technique towards voice. I think is unmatched.
Well, it did something because your voice is just like I keep saying it's just amazing. It's unique. You have your own tone and everything. Like I could recognize your voice if I hear a song from you. But yeah, it's like amazing. So I'm definitely gonna check out those singers that you mentioned, just to
Please.
see, what it is about Hawaiian music and their voices and everything, their music, their storytelling. So that's super cool. And I do also, when you did mention the Stylistics, I'm like, I could see him covering one of their songs.
Yeah, big
Definitely.
Stylistics fan. Yeah, that was huge for me.
That's amazing. And then also another thing that I read about is, and you mentioned him also as somebody that you listened to growing up, was Maxwell. So you performed one of his songs in a high school talent show, I think it was.
Yeah, that was like my first time properly performing non-Hawaiian music, to be honest. English music, to be honest. Yeah, I did this woman's work at it was a BSU talent show. So yeah, that was like my first time ever like doing it. Which was nice. It kind of really gave me that realization that I'm good at what I do. Because it's one thing for like your family to hype you up because they don't hype you up regardless. Hopefully. But when I got, when I got reactions from random people and emotional reactions on top of that, I was like, okay, this is something I love to do, but then it's actually something I could pursue. Just don't know where to start. but I could pursue it
No, of course, and that's not an easy song to sing, so why out of all the songs did you choose that particular song to sing in the talent show?
because it was an easy song to sing for
Oh
me.
my gosh.
For me, because I'm a falsetto singer. Especially when I was younger, that's where
True.
I lived. I didn't really know how to use any of my lower register, because at that time I'd had to been 14, 15, 14. My voice just kind of sat up there. And it always sat up there because I kept exercising it because that's the sound I enjoyed. Even with Hawaiian music, it's all falsetto. Uh, so that's where I lived. So I'm like, cool, we're gonna do something that's easy in my range and that I could comfortably do and present well. Especially for like it's for BSU, so the audience would understand it. I
No,
couldn't
of
do it at
course.
just every place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was received really well, and yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, no, that makes sense if that's like your home being in a falsetto and then doing that song. So yes, for you that would be easy, but I couldn't imagine, I don't know, I guess because I'm not a singer. So on the outside looking in, it seems like a really tough song, to sing. But yeah, that is your home.
It's my home. And now, at 31 years old, it's not as easy as it was. But yeah, it's easy. It's nice.
Okay, and then before we get to the music that you put out today, you did have an album that you put out before called Black Denim that I got to listen to that I really love. I love the song Love Was the Excuse. I think that's
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, so how was that putting out that first album for you and why the name Black Denim?
Putting it out was, to me, still to this day, one of the biggest accomplishments for me personally, just in like my own life. Um, Number one, it takes a lot. Number two, I've prior to that, I was signed twice to labels, and they try to make me, in a sense, or we tried to do something that just wasn't me. You know what I mean? So it was important for me to put out something that represented me in its entirety. So everything was written by me. Production was me. I wrote every chord, every lyric, did all the vocal arrangements. It's mine. I own 100% of that project because I know there was no collaborative effort with it. And it was really important for me to do at least one of those because everything else was so kind of curated for me. And I know I could do it on my own. So it bothered me that I didn't have anything to show. So putting that out was great. Was literally one of my biggest accomplishments, just for my own mental and like emotional health to be able to express the way I want to express. Took a lot of work and a lot of people that really kind of helped me out in a sense of showed up and learned the material because these are real instruments played. There's no beats. Um, but very proud of that to this day. And then I named it Black Denim. There's a song on the track called Black Denim, which has nothing to do with why I named it that. But I was actually just we putting together the cover shoot of it. So I went and got a whole bunch of like black denim clothes. We made like this big wall and whatever. Found a couch on the street and did like a whole moment. And I was looking at the fabric of itself. I was like, oh, this is what my album is. It's black denim. Number one, my favorite color ever is black. I find stillness in the dark. I find that I'm at my most peace at night. I was born from a beautiful black woman. Black just really resonates with me. I feel more comfortable. I feel strong in the color. I love the color black. And then denim, if you look at it, denim is a collaboration of different fabrics. Some of them are thick, some of them are thin, some of them are spun really tight. Some of them are kind of loose, but when they're put together, they make a really beautiful and durable fabric. Even when it's frayed or ripped, it's still worn and has durability and character. So this album was just a collaboration of all of my stories that I didn't really know how to express or I wanted to express, just didn't know how to do it as a person. Um, that kind of made my life and which makes me stronger. So it's all these trials and tribulations and triumphs kind of weave together in an album to make this durable fabric. Denim.
Amazing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say too on the cover because we see you sitting on the couch and you just look so comfortable, like you're in your element. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's super dope. And so you as a songwriter, have you always been writing your own songs?
No, actually. To me, I'm a vocalist number one. I think first and foremost, I sing. So I didn't really start writing until I was maybe like 19 properly. Wake Up on that album was the first song I wrote for the album, for the track. I mean, I wrote like a verse here and there for like a friend song or whatever, but like actual full song project, Wake Up was probably the first one I ever wrote. And then it kind of just started happening, and I just kind of, I don't know, I enjoy it. I like it. I like it when it feels nice. When I force it, is not great. And those are the songs you guys have never heard because they don't make it, because they're not great, you know. And I was lucky enough to come from like the world of gigging and live performing, so I get to test them out at shows and see what works and what doesn't work versus just like writing it in the studio and putting it out and using all this time and money for a gamble, you know. Have the advantages of that, at least for me, from my personal journey. But I do love writing. I mean, it's a very vulnerable thing for me because 9 out of 10 times the stuff I write is my own stories.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times, not all the time. Most of them are.
But I love that you said that you get to perform the songs and kind of test it out with the audience that's there, because I feel sometimes, not with all artists, but maybe a majority of them, I feel like they're there's something going on where they don't try different things.
Yeah,
So I love that you said that because it gets you to be more creative. I feel like that's more like a fun process than trying to be safe all the time.
absolutely. I mean, that's even like the thing with my song Feelings. Like, because Feeling, this whole new like last batch was the first time I ever fully collaborated with like a producer and like with a writer and stuff. So it was different. This whole project we kind of wrote and recorded within like 5 days. Um, so we didn't really get a chance to shop it like I like to do and try it out in this audience, or you know, because not everybody's gonna like it, but you could at least get a feel of what's gonna translate live. Because to me, if I can't do it live, I don't want to record it.
Hmm.
I either want to come out sounding like the record or sounding better. So Feelings was one of them ones too where I had to figure it out. The first time we ever sung that one live, I hated it. It was not good. It was not good. It was boring because I sang it like the track.
Okay.
I sang it like the track and it was so boring. So the live version now is what I do, and which kind of popped off. That's what kind of got me kind of started and going again, with that live version. It just makes a difference. Again, I'm not a studio singer. I'm not that great in studio. I just did like a session. I don't know if I could say it with a person. I did a session. It was with a really great person,
Okay.
but which will be coming out within the top of the year.
Okay.
But it took me a long time because there, you know, it even got to the point where we were recording and he was like, "Why are you struggling with this? This is in your range." I said, "It's hard because there's nothing to feed off of. I'm a people singer. Like I need to vibe off the room and the so like granted I could do this on stage easy, but in the studio it stresses me out. It's a little too finite for me and I could hear everything. I'm not one of those ones people that like to sing and hear myself. I gotta cut my mic off because the moment I start hearing myself, I hear every imperfection and then it stresses me out. Just because I care about what I do and I'm a vocalist, number one. So I want to make sure it's as close to excellence as I could possibly get it.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, that's not what you asked. I'm way off topic.
No, but it's so interesting for me to hear those things because I feel that, well, there's two things. One is what you said about not when performing live not sounding like the record, because recently I found that out with like D'Angelo, that
Hmm.
he always did a different version. He didn't really like to do the recorded version when he performed live. And so I think that's really cool that you take that on also, that you have a total different like arrangement of the song.
Yeah, because my thing is, you could pop the daggone track in the car at home. So I'm just gonna sing it like it is, wasting your time and your money, and also for us, for people that gig for a living, you know, outside of just touring for your own stuff, you sing the same song the same time over and over. You start not liking the song.
Mm.
It gets
Okay.
boring. You know, granted, still want it to be recognizable for people, at least enough for they could sing along and find the pocket. But yeah, I just think like if you're gonna come and pay money to come to my show, I want to give you something better than what you've already got. I want to give you a new experience, not just me singing it verbatim like the track. Boring. I don't like that. I don't want to hear that. Give me something else.
I'm pretty sure people would be fine with the recorded version, but I think it is also cool when you do go to a concert and you get like a whole different take on the song. I feel like that's exciting for the audience, but also to know that it's exciting for you guys too to perform it
Yeah.
in different ways also. And another thing that you said too is kind of like looking for that perfection or not wanting to hear yourself. Because I feel like a
Hmm.
lot of artists, they get into their head about, how they sound or how the track comes out or, and that sometimes delay releasing music because you could get inside your head. But it's so crazy to me because us as fans, we would probably love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's even, I got to the point to now, like, even when I record, if we have to comp, I don't like to use auto tune, at least for my own stuff. For other people, if the whole track is like that, then, just to kind of make sense, continuity for the track. But like, I don't like auto tune. I feel like I'm a singer, number one. So my one thing I need to be doing is singing on key.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? That's like, that's what I do. So there shouldn't be any auto tune on it. Um, and for me, not dogging anybody else's stuff because it's a helpful tool and I get it, especially when your days are rough. But um, yeah, I got to the point to where I sing, I'll do my things and feel like, cool, this was a good take, this is a good take, this was a good take. And then I'll have somebody that I trust, like another singer or like another producer, go in and comp it, like take bits of all the takes and make it together. And I will not be in the room for that. I specifically will not be in the room for it. And I'll come back and listen to what they put together. Um, and then change little things if I really feel like it needs a bigger moment or if the one line that they chose wasn't great. Because I'll sit there for hours, if not days, nitpicking every little breath, every phrase. It bothers me. So if somebody else does it, I don't got to worry about it. Hear it all its entirety, and keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, I still want it to be a little bit off in a sense.
Hmm.
I don't want it to be too perfect because that's not human. That's just not human, and you kind of lose uh, the tangible aspect of it. I don't want to be out of key the whole time, but like I do want it to have imperfections because that's how it's going to be live. And also as human beings, we are not perfect people. So if it's too spot on, if everything is melodined, if every like phrase is in time and all the background vocals are cutting at each bar, it comes a little too stale, stagnant, in my opinion. At least for R&B, soul, music that requires emotion.
No, I get
Yeah.
that. That makes a lot of sense. And also too, I guess that's why like the music that you do put out, there's just a certain quality to it because you pay attention, you're doing those different takes, you're having somebody that you trust, choose the right ones to put together. So I think that's also too what probably makes a great artist and great music is being attentive to those little details.
Mm,
So that makes a lot of sense. And speaking of music, I do want to talk about tempo because it is the song that I play all the time.
thank
And
you.
so when I saw you release the song, I played it. And the first line, I ain't the police, I was like, I know, but where are we going? And I just love the song because you're inviting that connection with someone, but you're also setting boundaries to, not ruin the other person's expectations. So tell us about tempo and what inspired that song.
So that one it's actually not even my story in a sense because I I I'm married, so that wasn't the case when I wrote it. It was the person that I was writing with, and they were going through a situation like that where they just kind of like, we're cool. Why are we like making a thing? Like they were talking about, and he was like, yeah, it's not a thing. I was open from the jump, like this is how I feel, and you're still making it a thing. I was like, all right, cool. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about slowing things down. And then we're talking, we're going through the beat and stuff. And we asked, let's slow the tempo to try to give it a bit more. And like, oh, slow the tempo. Okay, maybe that could be the vibe. So it was that. It started with my melody that we built it off from the second verse melody
Okay.
because that was the first thing that I laid down was that. Um, I recorded the melody, the verse and the hook all in one. Like I think it was my first pass of just the melody of that. Your time to settle. I was listening to Anita Baker that whole morning. I don't know if that makes any difference, but that's kind of what I was channeling in a sense as far as melodic.
That.
Um, Even with the long, all the, even just kind of like
Mm,
elongating the things. It was very Anita.
yes, 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 yes.
It was very Anita. But yeah, it was just kind of doing that. I wanted to keep it simple and keep it breezy. Cause my first album, a lot of it is metaphors and like poems. This one I kind of wanted to be a little bit more everyday, a little bit more tangible, everyday situations. So just kind of like saying things, but in a more wittier way. I got to work with Sebastian Cole, because if you don't know him, now it goes by Pink Beard. If you don't know him by then,
Okay.
um,
I didn't know he goes by Pink Beard now, but I am familiar with Sebastian Cole, so
Sebastian
that's
Cole,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Sebastian Cole wrote almost probably all your favorite, like at least 2000s R&B
Mhm.
hits, like Diary and like all them jams. Um, he's amazing. But he told me, he's like, hey, so it's like it's new. Stop overthinking things. If it makes sense and it feels good, then that's what it is. I said, oh, okay. He said, not everything has to be a metaphor and a poem. Sometimes we just need to know what it is straightforward. I said, okay, cool, 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 cool. Great experience. We wrote Million Shades together.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, we wrote Million Shades together. So that was kind of like the top of. So I wrote Anticipation by myself. And then the next day, Sebastian came and we wrote Million Shades together. And then kind of just, it went on from there. I was like, cool, this is my mindset. I'm going to keep it simple. Going to keep melodies kind of chill so everybody could sing along. And then when I do the live stuff, I'll pop off because he's a phenomenal vocalist too. But yeah, once again, now you asked me a question 45 minutes ago, and I'm over here talking about shit that does not pertain to what you asked me. I'm so sorry.
See, I'm like a music nerd, so this is so interesting to me. I love it.
Cool. Okay, cool.
I
But yeah,
love it.
that's how Tempo came up. It was
No,
me.
it's
We was rewriting off of somebody else's story.
but it's so good. Like even you were singing it a little bit, that line, loving me doesn't mean that it's your time to settle. Like
Yeah.
it's just it's so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I love it. So I want to talk about I guess the music industry a little bit and
Okay.
how you're able to balance everything as an independent artist but still keeping yourself like mentally sane, especially like balancing your career plus your personal life and then everything that's happening out in the world is crazy in itself. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, at least for me at this moment, I needed a break. So I've been taking like these past couple months, and honestly, probably to the end of the year. I have a whole bunch of stuff lined up at the top of the year. As far as like music and stuff lined, but I was really kind of just shot. My body was shot. I was losing it mentally. Couldn't sleep. I was tired. I was really tired. Now I'm fixing everything inside. I'm down 23 pounds. Um, I'm, more active now. I'm fixing my eating and it's helping with my mind. Because I just wasn't in the best spot. Because there's just a lot happens, and especially in this day and age, especially at this day and age with music, you pop off with something, you need the next thing the next week, or it's just kind of like you can't just have like a really nice record and let that ride for a year.
Hmm.
It has to, like, you need something over. You have to put like an album out every 8 months type of shit. So I had to take a break. I think that's the only thing that really kind of gave me some sanity and a sense of like foundation and grounding. Because I started not enjoying what I was doing anymore. It started really becoming work, and I was over it. I was tired. Um, Getting up on stage was a task. I mean, once I hit stage, it was fine. Like it switches, the adrenaline kicks in. Like I
But
love what I
getting
do.
to
I just didn't like the getting there. I wasn't excited about the things that I'm doing. The shows and stuff that I'm doing. It bothered me because I was doing big things, big for me. And I didn't like that my mindset was just like, oh, I gotta work, or oh, my voice is tired. Let's get through this, or let's cut songs, or it was a lot. Especially as an independent artist. that wants to do right by the people that work with them, will work with me, because I pay my people properly, which in return means I don't get paid a lot, because I want to make sure we're all getting taken care of, because the industry doesn't take care of us. So let me at least be that change. Even if I don't see it in my lifetime of my career, let me at least be the start of that. Even with little things, like, again, because I gig for a living. So like I do like private things, or like clubs or whatever. And I always, like, at least in New York, I wouldn't take gigs. There was some places, without naming them because I don't want to be tacky, that would be like, all right, for 2 hours for a duo, we're gonna pay you $75 to split.
What?
I said no. I said, why is eggs more valuable than me? This is a
That's
music venue.
crazy.
Oh yeah, no, and it happens a lot. That's not just a one-off. It's a lot of things. We keep getting paid the same rate as we were paid, as musicians were paid in the late '80s. But meanwhile, milk and eggs and real estate and everything else in the world has gone up. So I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I try to tell at least the qualified people, y'all gotta stop, say no. Gotta say no way more. That can't be the standard. It could be the standard for someone that just started. That's not great. At the end of the day, you reached out to me. I didn't come over here for a job. So you paying me $75, basically, what is that? $37 each
That's
that I got to
crazy.
split. So that's $37, and then talking about you get tips. Tips is already part of the thing. Knock it off. It's crazy. And it's very standard, unfortunately, in a lot of these venues. Even like just the normal venues, for them to take 60 or 50, 60, even 50% is a lot. We should at least be getting 60% of the door, because people ain't coming here
Right.
without the act. And
Right.
and I would love to. So my BGVs are a really big part of my act. So that's always a big thing for me, and a lot of times I can't always bring them. And they're like, "Why didn't you bring the folks or like your band?" I said, "Well, I gotta pay all of them."
Can we shout them out? Because I love them. I love watching your videos when you have the three
Oh
ladies behind you.
yes, that's Leia Rich, who's phenomenal. Um, Miranda Joan, absolutely phenomenal. Her own artist, has music out. Same with Leia. And Ines Nasara. Um, she's coming out with new music too. All individual artists on their own right, phenomenal people. So glad to have met them and God put them in my life. So yeah, looking forward to. There'll be a lot of my East Coast gigs. I don't know about over here, because again, I gotta pay for everything. I gotta fly them out. So I gotta do all that stuff. So it's hard to do that as an independent artist and actually pay them properly, because I'm not gonna fly them out for $50. I'm not gonna
No,
fly
of
them out
course.
for
That
a
is
hundred,
crazy.
even 200. Like, I want to at least give them a good like 5, 6, because it's a lot of work. Because if you hear my music, it's BGV heavy. It's a lot of work, and they're entitled to that because they're talented people, and that's what they should be getting regardless, no matter what they're doing.
No, of
Um,
course.
yeah,
Of course.
yeah. So I'm trying to make that the new norm, because a lot of us, we do, like, I sing background for Benson Boone, and a lot of our friends, we do a lot of BGV
Mhm.
work, and I hear, not from Benson, he takes care of us, but I hear from other people that they're getting paid like 300 a show, and they're selling out. The artists that they sing for are selling out arenas, and I'm just like, that don't make nan sense.
Goodness. Yeah, see, these are things that, like, us as the consumers, like, we don't know what you guys are going through day to day to provide us with this great music and to perform for us, every night, day in and day out. So this is so much like good information to know. And so for you then, because I interviewed this other singer called Miss Monet, and she was telling me how even at some of the venues they'll take a percentage of the merch sales. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's crazy because that is your merch.
Yep. Now, we paid to make. The
Yeah.
percentage the percentage you're taking is basically the only uh profit we're making, because a lot of times it'll be like 10 or 15%, and it's just not cheap. It's affordable when you're buying like 300-400 of them at a time, but most of us that are like up and coming like that, or like independent, we're not buying that much. So the little 10-15% is probably what we're making, and for them to want to take a percentage of the merch is crazy work, and still probably take 65 7 65% of the ticket sales too, which makes no sense. Yeah,
Not at
annoying.
all. So then what's the best way for us as fans to support you as an artist or other independent artists?
I would say if you can, I know, and I know it's hard, especially nowadays in this America, is to buy the music if you can, purchase the track, and then go and stream it. It helps with our numbers, and then it helps with money, especially when you're independent, because we get that direct. The stream, we're getting like Spotify, we're getting like 0.0001% of the penny.
I don't even use Spotify because I'm just like, what's the point?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I buy all my music, but the streams do help because now that's just kind of where the industry is going. But it helps if you do both because
Okay.
it helps pay for new things, and then it helps with numbers too. Because like when you buy it, it kind of it boosts our stuff up a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
Hmm.
That's good to know. So I do stream, like I have other streaming apps that I use. I personally don't use Spotify, but yeah, so I do stream. I started now buying the actual record if I can. I always buy
Yeah.
merch. So I thought merch was like money going straight to the artist because whenever I see an artist live, I always buy merch if you guys have merch.
Yeah, it usually is. Merch is always great. Merch is always great. So even when the venue takes a part of it, it's still good because merch is just going straight to us.
Okay.
95% of the time, it's like that. It depends on how independent that person is. Because again, I always say that like the kids nowadays, like their independent is like I'm independent just means I'm just not signed to a major label, but they still got a stylist and a PR person and like a full team, and which is cool. When I put my stuff out, I was independent. I signed up my own business. I made my own publishing company. Um, Wrote all the music, got it all. I mixed it myself, got it mastered, paid for everything. I didn't have a team of nobody. Yeah, I was lucky enough to have really good friends that would help me out as far as like recording it
Hmm.
because I still paid them. Realistically, I would love to pay them way more. I just didn't have it. They were just kind enough to help me out and take what I could give, and then vice versa. I would do stuff for them. So it was a good, healthy trade, which is not the case, especially the older I get, because I was 19, 20 at that time when I was putting out the thing. Now at 31, I'm like, yeah, no, we have bills. I have bills. So
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I pay people because when I go do something, I'm
You
a
want to
gross
get paid.
sister my ass. Yeah, gross sister down. Give me my shit. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah. Anyway, merch. Definitely buy the merch. That helps a lot.
Okay, I love that. And then you were also talking about like the industry, how you always have to put something out. You got to be like on top of people's minds all the time. But
Hmm.
you really feel like that's the case? Because then I look at artists like a Sade or a D'Angelo who put music out when they feel like they go, they live their lives,
Different
and then
generation though.
true.
Different generation. I'm talking about music industry now.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of just it needs to be one after another. Um, at least for a season. If
Hmm.
something hits, cool. Then at least for like the next 6 months, keep putting shit out like every 2 months or
Okay.
6 weeks. I think just to kind of like cool. We're establishing who you are, because it's just social media is so quick. People making TikTok songs. They need to get it in 15 seconds. They're not messing with it then in 15 seconds, and they're not going to listen to the full thing.
Okay.
Um, at least in my opinion, that's kind of how it works. And then once you kind of get that, I feel like you're good. But that's kind of where I messed up. Not messed up, just with feelings. Feelings came out, and then I ended up not being signed anymore.
Okay.
Um, right after feelings came out, it just wasn't. They didn't have enough time to work with me. So it took a while to get all the legal things taken care of before I could put more music out. So I didn't say I missed my window altogether, but what I'm talking about, I should have done, but I just couldn't do it legally, unfortunately, because it popped off and then everything was happening. But
Okay.
yeah.
But we have new music that you said that's coming out at the top of
Mm-hmm.
the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that. But I don't know. I just feel because your music is just so good. Like, I would rather you or artists that are similar to you take that time that you need to,
Yeah.
live life, get your, mental straight and everything, and then come back with music instead of, tiring yourself out and just putting out music one
Yeah.
after the other. But maybe
Yeah.
because I'm just a different type of person.
Well, my thing is, I don't mind that because them different type of people show up to my stuff, and I appreciate the folks that appreciate what I do. And I think that was the thing with like a lot of these labels that are assigned to, and they were looking just at the mass, which
Mm,
is cool, cool. But like, there's also a lane with what I do, and there's a good lane for what I do. And I'm not putting out music that I don't like, so that will never be a thing. I did that already when I was younger. This raggedy song called "Her Crazy" did a whole music raggedy ass song, did a whole music video and everything. Please don't see it. But uh, that was a little traumatizing because that again for a long time that's what was representing me, and I hated that song. It was really bad. It was like a Maroon 5 song that you purchased from Timu. It was not it. It was not one, nor the two, three, or four. It was not good. So I'll never put out music that I don't believe in.
okay.
Even like when I was signed with See Them, we wrote and recorded a little over 70 songs. Until we landed on something that we all kind of collectively agreed on. A lot of it I didn't like at all, but it was just the point of like, cool, let's try stuff. But
Okay.
we did a lot of music. Did a lot of music because feelings I wrote or we wrote. This guy, phenomenal guy named Marcus, who wrote most of Snow Allegra stuff. Um, it was me, Marcus, and Sierra. We wrote Feelings.
Okay.
Um, but that was like almost 6 years ago. And then we didn't
Really?
release it. So yeah, it's about 4 years after.
Amazing. And wait, speaking of feelings, because we have the live version, would you do a full like live album?
Absolutely.
Oh, because that would be
Absolutely.
amazing.
That's what I wanted to so you could hear the songs the way I wanted to sing it from the jump. Um, because again, I never got to record it. We wrote and recorded it that day. So I never got to like play with it.
Okay.
Especially after that London show I did Feelings. Oh, that was the first time I ever sang it. It was not good. It was not good. Um, so yeah, never doing that again. I have to shop them live.
Okay.
I have to shop them live. But yeah, I definitely do like the next project, which will be a bit more live anyway,
Okay.
because I'm not the best with working with beats. That was a hard thing for me with this new project, this last project that I did, because like tempo, anticipation, all that working with beats was a different experience. I'm so used to having like my guitar and getting to mold it and push it the way I want to do the changes the way I want to. Where beats just kind of like Mad Libs, kind of filling in the blank, which was
But I
hard.
think that I always say that's something that's missing, that I see some artists doing that, having live instruments in their music. And I don't know, I just love it. So
Yeah,
happy that's coming back.
yeah, it's human, and
Definitely
it keeps people employed.
that part.
There's so much talent. I can't do what I do without these amazing musicians. So why would I just sing to a beat
No,
when I
exactly.
when I could employ other people and keep them fed too and make me feel good? And we all again, there's that element of vibration when someone's physically playing something that you miss when someone is just playing the track. And again, no dig to the tracks. People that do the tracks, that's cool. But I just like live. It's just a different vibe and a different feel that you can't capture with the track.
Yeah, no, I've been saying that for a while. So every time I get like an artist and they have like that guitar break or that trumpet or saxophone solo, I'm
Mm,
just like, yes. Because I don't know, I really miss it in music. I'm
yeah.
all here for it. So I love that. All right. So before I let you go, I want to play just a quick game. It's a little rapid fire, whatever comes to your mind. If you need to, look at your playlist or something to name a song, go ahead and do that. I don't mind. So I'm going to shoot out some different moods and you're going to tell me which R&B song you would play.
Okay.
All right. So the first question is, what's a song that always puts you in a good mood? As soon as it comes on, it could change your mood.
After party, coffee brown.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a good
that
one.
always gets me. Me and my sister have a thing. Is that if it ain't got that clack clack, now after the party, I just want to get done to started. Clack clack. If it ain't got that clack clack, it ain't the jam. When the song has that boom boom, it's done. Yeah, after party always gets me going. That makes me
Okay.
happy.
So and then we got to look out for the clack clack, and
You
then
gotta
we
get
got
that clack clack in.
okay. I love that. What's your go-to R&B karaoke song?
Breathe again.
Ooh,
Breathe again. Tony, always. Cause again, I sing for a living. So if I'm doing karaoke, I'm not taking it serious or
yeah.
I'm putting on a voice and I'm giving, can't stop thinking about. I'm giving that. I'm giving
I
that.
love everything about that. Love it. Um, what's a song that more people should know about, an R&B song?
I'm gonna throw it way back to the whispers. Um, and it's Chocolate Girl.
That I love the whispers. Okay.
Chocolate Girl is such a beautiful track. The vocal arrangements is so good. It's just a vibe. It's a simple song, but yo, I love it. Chocolate Girl is a gem. It's like my favorite whisper song ever, and most people don't know it because it
I
wasn't a
love that.
huge hit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true. What is a song that you would play when you're in love?
Ooh, that's hard. There's so many. When I'm in love, I listen, I always say it and I sing it all the time and I know people are sick of it and it's probably overdone, but to me it's just some of the flyest shit I've ever heard and just like the most romantic, but it's Betcha by Golly Wow.
Okay, yeah.
I love that song. I just think people don't write like that. Order rainbows in your favorite shade. That's just such a pretty line. It's just a like I'll the things that I'll do for you are just unimaginable because I love you so much. That one's a goodie. It's hard.
I know.
First Love by Guapole.
Oh,
Great song.
yes.
I'm from the Bay, so we grew up with Guapole. Guapole was always on the radio.
Good.
First Love is a good one that always makes me like when I'm like at the beginning of a like situation or
Mm-hmm.
romantic, whatever. First Love always gives me butterflies.
That.
Yeah, and Yours I like too. Yours by Mariah Carey. I was off her Charm
Yes.
Bracelet album. It was off her Charm Bracelet album.
Yes.
Yeah, which is my favorite Mariah song ever. That whole album is straight R&B, and people kind of just passed over it. It's so good. Yeah,
I
Yours is
want
like part
Mariah
of.
to do like, you know how Jay-Z had a concert, it was like one night and it was B-sides?
Yeah,
I want Mariah to do a concert with all like the fan favorites, like the deep cuts that
yes,
no one talks
because
about.
it's
Like, I
so
want
good. Yeah, Yours and like Subtle Invitation and like Underneath the Stars. Give me all that.
oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
She got jammers.
Listen, what I tell people all the time, like, don't play with Mariah. Mariah has so many good songs.
Oh,
Like, she's such a great songwriter.
yeah. And even songs that she didn't sing that you don't like realize she wrote. It's a lot of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I
It's a
love
lot
it.
of 'em.
Let's go the opposite now. A song that you would play when going through a breakup.
Going through a breakup, I would play.
I know there's a lot of those too.
There is a lot of them. I just said it too. Again, it's me and my dad's. It's the breakup to make up. It's kind of like that. It's over and over again. Stylistics,
Yep,
because it just kind of comes to my mind. But I know there's another one. I know there's a better one that gets me like that keeps me sad because I love a good sad song. Kiss and Say Goodbye is a goodie. Um,
that is a good one.
again, I'm old. You gonna find me in the '80s and the '70s. Like
That's where I
that's
am.
okay. Cool.
That
Okay,
is where
cool.
I am all the time.
It's not a break. It's not a breakup song. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not a breakup song.
No? Okay.
But yeah. No. I was thinking Luther, but that's definitely not a breakup song. That's a love song down.
Oh, but his
Yeah,
voice. Oh my gosh. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's technically a breakup song because we broke up. I'd
What song
rather.
is it?
I'd rather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thought some time alone. What we really needed. Yeah. It's technically a take me back song ish, but
Yeah. But
yeah,
you could still listen. You would still listen to that and be sad if you're going through a
yeah.
break and you want to get back.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, these are great questions. I gotta sit and think about them more. Call you tomorrow and be like, actually, this, and this. I keep going.
Okay, the last one that I have, since it's right around the corner, what's a song that you play during the Christmas holidays?
Oh, down. Okay, listen, because I'm a Christmas fan.
Okay, I love that.
I'm usually like I'm a spooky girl all year. Usually, like January through the end of October, I'm usually like spooky spooks. That's just
Okay,
my
so just
vibe.
spooky season all year except for
Except
Christmas
from no, yeah, except for November 1st to December 26th. My favorite Christmas song ever is "Christmas Time Is Here." I just think it's a beautiful score. And then again, Mariah. It's you cannot like say Chris and not bring up Mariah.
time. Of course, she's the queen of
Yeah,
Christmas.
have to. Christmas Time Is in the Air Again is to me is such a beautiful score and song. It wasn't a hit, but to me it's my favorite Christmas song she's ever written. It's so pretty. Um yeah, so what was the first one I said? Christmas Time Is Here. The Charlie Brown Christmas song is here. Beautiful score. And then Christmas Time Is in the Air Again would be way up there. And Warm in December has been on uh repeat. Samara Joy.
Oh,
Um
I gotta listen to that. I don't know that one.
Phenomenal. Warm in December. Because I'm a huge jazz head too. So
Okay.
yeah. And granted, most of our classic standard Christmas songs are jazz standards. So yeah, that Swingin' Ella's uh Rockin' no. Swingin' Christmas out. Swingin' Ella's Christmas. Golly. That whole
Swinging
album.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Okay.
that whole album I loved. Literally have the vinyl since I was younger.
Ooh.
Played that mother chicken out. It's
Wow.
great.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for giving us all of this R&B goodness. We got some songs that we got to look up to add to our playlist. And so before I let you go, can you tell us anything that we need to know that's coming up and how we can follow you online?
You can find me at I am Dre Scott with one T. Um on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. And then as far as stuff coming up, the rest of the year, I'm pretty booked. You can find me on Lanai Island during Christmas time for festive. If anybody's are there in Hawaii. I have a show here in LA on the 12th of December. Gonna do a little Christmas situation. It's very intimate. I picked a very small venue because I just kind of want to try new songs and just kind of kiki with everybody. Invite a couple like guest friends that I'm gonna have. Who are phenomenal singers, and if you are a Instagram person or whatever, you most likely would know them, especially in the R&B world.
Ooh,
Um, that are gonna come and sing with me on the 12th at Hotel Cafe. Very small, limited tickets, so if when you can get them, I think it's only like seats 40 people.
that, that's dope, though.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's on the 12th of December, and then new music coming at the top of the year.
I love it. So I'm excited. I cannot wait for new music. And if anybody is in LA, definitely check out his show. Dre, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit and talk with me. I really, really appreciate this and all the information that you gave us today about the music industry and your career in music. This was amazing.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for being at least interested enough in my music to want to talk to me. I appreciate that.
Of course, and everybody buy his music. That's what we have to do. We buy his
Please.
music, then we can stream. So we got to switch
Yeah.
the order. So I love that. And so everybody listening and watching, this is the Total R&B podcast. My name is Loreena, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at total.rnb. And I will be back next week with a brand new interview.
Period.